please join me in welcoming Mrs. Karen McClellan, Westerville City School Chief Academic Officer, to share her final thoughts with you.
Good evening. Closing the first ever Innovation Summit seemed like a simple task until we actually experienced the summit and found it to be wonderful. So now, to close our time together seems disappointing when I know we all have more to contribute to these important conversations. But closing the summit will not close the dialogue, the discussions, the debates about evolving our profession. As a first means of gathering your thoughts, comments, questions, and reflections, we have placed easels in the Commons for your feedback. We welcome your input, which will guide the planning of future events. Additionally, please feel free to email or call Mr. Lee, Dr. Ebrecht, Dr. Klein, or me with your comments. It is now my privilege to recognize the many individuals and teams who made today possible. Please hold your applause until all have been recognized. And Dr. Klein, thank you. She recognized earlier our generous donors, and a complete list of those donors can be found on the back of your program. But certainly we want to recognize our talented performers and their directors, the Westerville Central High School staff for hosting us, the Forward Thinking Advisory for planning the summit, and lastly, and certainly, our speakers. Please join me in a final round of applause for these individuals. Before I turn this over to Ms. Kim Spencer, soloist extraordinaire, I want to share an Andy Warhol quote with you that, in my mind, captures why this afternoon's event was so important. The quote also provides a challenge for us as we unthink school to rethink learning. Warhol's quote: "They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. Be the change. Be creative. Be imaginative. Think like a child, outside of the lines, the boxes, the patterns. Think together about the future our students will inherit. Continue to strive for excellence. We must continue to wish, hope, learn." Thank you sincerely for joining us today. Hopefully this summit has provided some thoughts to ponder, some questions to consider, and some ideas to explore. And a few final reminders. CEU forms will be available at the exit doors, and refreshments are available after the final soloist under the Hawk's Nest. So please join us for refreshments.